All right, so it is Monday, so it's time for my reading check-in. I have a lot to say today, so I'm gonna talk fast. And so I don't know why I'm doing this with my hand, but I do weird things when I'm on camera. I think that's because I don't know what to do with my hands. But anyway, I'm gonna talk fast because I have a lot to say. And my last video was like 10 minutes, and who has time for that? So this is my check-in for the 3 books that I've been reading for the last month, and we're just gonna have to get into it real quick. Okay, so first we're gonna talk about Big Back George. So for one, I am in chapter 53. I finally just had to start counting because I don't like not knowing where I'm at. So I'm about 70%. So I'm almost done, and I hope to really finish it this weekend. I have to do hair this weekend, so I'm gonna switch to the audio and hopefully be able to knock this out. The good thing is I'm finally to the parts of the book that I've been waiting on. Pause for spoiler. So we're to the point where Robert Baratheon's dead. Ned knows that Cersei's kids ain't Robert's kids and they're Uncle Daddy's kids. And he's trying to notify Robert's brother to let him know to come claim your throne because that's nasty. And we already know, Cersei's on some bull mess. So we're at that point, and then I forgot just how much I hated Littlefinger. I forgot the role he played. I guess this is what happens when you watch something so long ago, and then season one obviously was even longer before that. And then I'm starting to remember some of the bull mess that Littlefinger did, and my blood is boiling. But I'm also pissed off at Sansa because I forgot how much of a chump she was, and the fact that she is choosing that little punk King Joffrey over her whole entire family because they want to be married. It's just pissing me off because she's the traitor. Behead her. That's what she should do. She's the one off with her head. I don't like her. But this is also the part where we're seeing Arya come into her own, where all her training that she's been doing is about to pay off because now she is about to be fighting for her little life because her family is about to be turned upside down. So I'm having mixed emotion about how I feel about Game of Thrones right now, largely because we're finally getting into it. And I guess it's like the Mandela effect because I thought these things happened in like episode 1 or 2. And I was talking to Jazz, do not disturb, I'm reading. She thought the same thing. Apparently, these things did not happen this early in the story, but whatever. We're here, we're into it. My blood is boiling, but at the same time, we're finna get into it. And for those of us who are reading it as a group, there's some people who've never read this yet or seen the series. And so this is the part where it really is going to get going for everybody. So that's the good thing with Game of Thrones right now. Now on to this one. The Sword of Kaigen. First of all, Lila's lit. She picked this book because she thought she was slick. I bail out on series if I'm not completely invested in the characters or the narrative. So she picked a standalone that was thicker than a snicker because she was like, if we're going to read one, we're going to read one. This book, I ended up really enjoying it, but that's not what my beef is. My beef is with the fact that, okay, pause for spoiler. I fell in love with Misaki. And if I'm saying her name wrong, y'all do not at me in my comments, whatever, I'm trying. I fell in love with her character. I love the fact that she was this silent badass that nobody knew if she felt like it at any moment that she would take your life. I love that for her, but she was living her soft, demure, housewife mom life. Although I will say, I don't want to piss on tradition, but I'm about to talk on both sides of my neck. I'm pissing on tradition. I struggled with the whole like walk behind me, don't talk to me, you're a woman, stay in your place. I had to keep that in mind while I was reading it, that that's just the way it was for them. But that bothered me because, again, Misaki was that girl. What got to me was the fact that, is his name Takiro? Takiro, her husband, was literally a piece of the entire book. Although we get to find out why, and it's like, oh, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, you had one job that day on that mountain and you failed. And now my baby is gone. And I will say, like, this book didn't destroy me. I don't usually cry when I read books, but that did piss me off. And then there's the fact that he came back with all this big energy in my face, almost something you weren't supposed to be fighting, you're a woman. If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't have no home to come back to. So that part I struggled with because I just felt like she was such a badass that I wanted her to just slice his head off and be done with it because I don't need you. But then also at the same time, I understand that she probably would have been killed. So it is what it is. Um, I loved her relationship with her sisters-in-laws. That was probably one of my favorite parts about how they were just there for each other and uplifting and trying to encourage one another through all this crazy stuff. And then just the trauma that they went through after the battle started, and then just the awakening of them realizing that their government really did not care about them and that they were on their own in these situations. Like it was a lot, but I enjoyed that book far more than I thought I would. And I haven't done my review yet because I'm processing it. I'm still processing it because I don't know if I like the ending. Robin, I really was hoping that they was going to ride off into the sunset. And even though they didn't, I still feel like the ending felt a little like you were leaving me hanging because what happens? Like what happens? And it's not a cliffhanger because it was not meant to be a series. And so I feel like I got what I wanted by not getting a series, but then I didn't get the satisfying ending that I needed to understand that what's going to happen. Like, what's going to happen with these people? I high key wanted her and Robin to ride off into the sunset with all their babies. I really did. But I don't have a review on it. I just have to finish processing it and figure out really how I feel about that ending compared to the rest of it. And again, y'all, I'm not critiquing anybody's writing style. I'm talking about my experience with the book. And it just, at the end, I wanted so much more. And it's actually making me want another book. But that is, defeats the whole point of having a standalone. You shouldn't need another book, but I need another book at this point. So, yeah, that one's got me a little heated. So, all right. And so the last book, which is kind of funny because I don't know why I'm still reading this book. Usually I can tear through a romance in no time flat, but all of my attention has actually been going to the fantasy books, which kind of blows my mind because I didn't realize I hadn't even finished this book until yesterday. So I picked it back up. So Let Me Love You by Alexandria House. I will say that I am enjoying the book. I probably paused it one chapter too soon because I just got to the part where Joe and Big South are at their award show and her husband decides to go and lose his squirrely mind and get in this girl's face in front of her new man's face because where to do that at? And so I feel like it's starting to get juicy. So I think I will tear through the rest of this probably in the next 2 days. Um, because I'm at chapter 27, I think, which is about 60% in. So I don't think it'll take much longer to finish this. But at the same time, I'm kind of feeling Game of Thrones. So I don't know which one's going to get my attention this weekend. But yes, I am enjoying it. I just think I'm gonna end up adding Fantasy Girl to my bio because what life am I living where Alexandria House isn't getting read before the entire book of the Sword of Kaigen? Up is down, down is up, left is right, night is day. Nothing is making sense in my world right now at all. So I just realized that I lied. It's still almost 10 minutes, which means I can't put music on it, which is why I try to keep these short because nobody wants to hear me in my air conditioning unit talk about books. But it is what it is. But that is my reading update. Some reviews are pending. Man, Sword of Kaigen. Oh, I'm just so mad. So mad. But anyway, that is my update for the week, and I will check in again on Monday.